Hello students, in this particular lesson we will see questionnaires for field visit and there are topics which are given here. See, this is one important aspect of field visit lesson. So they may ask you that out of the certain topics like 2-3 topics, they may ask that make a questionnaire on any particular topic. So in order to give a general information and how we should ask question, what type of topic should be covered while asking question. So in this video you will get a clear idea how to make questionnaire for field visit. I have selected few important topics from 10th standard textbook which are very important, and there is a probability that one of these may be asked. So as you all are aware that there are 3 forts which are mentioned in first lesson field visit. The first fort is Naldurga Fort, which is there in Usmanabad, Sinhagad Fort in Pune, and Kolaba Fort in Alibag. So this is very important topic. Then village, Talati office. These 3 topics are very important from 6 to 9 standard geography textbook point of view. Then research institute, as you all are studying science in 9th and 10th, and we have biotechnology application. So that question is again very important. Then airport and port, which is there in geography, economy and occupations. So let's start. The first topic is fort, and the question is who built the fort, and here you can mention the name of that particular fort. Which important rulers ruled from this fort? What is the height of the fort from the mean sea level? How many entrances are there to the fort? What was the strategic importance of this fort in old times? Like in case of Daulatabad Fort, it was very important to keep an eye on entire South India, and many expeditions were carried out from Daulatabad Fort by different rulers. What facilities were available on the fort? What architectural measures were taken to enhance the security of the fort and people therein? What necessary measures are being taken by archaeological department to preserve this rich heritage? Which important historical personalities are associated with this fort? And the last question is, does any national or international organization provide fund or technical support for its maintenance? Like you all are aware that in case of Ajanta, Japan government provides fund for its maintenance. So such questions can be asked. Now next topic is village. You can start with very simple questions like what is the name of the village? Who is the Sarpanch or village head? What is the population of the village? How many members are there in the Gram Panchayat? Does your village have a primary healthcare center? Which is the nearest town or city from the village? What is the literacy rate of the village? How many schools are there in the village? Which crops are cultivated in Kharif and Rabi season? Do you have access to safe drinking water? How many women self-help groups, that is SHGs, are there in the village? So these are very simple normal questions, but look at the sentence formation. Many times we make mistakes here while framing questions. Where to use helping verbs, what sentences needs to be accurate. Then next topic is Talati office. How many villages come under the jurisdiction of your office? Which crops are cultivated in this area? Which is the main crop in this area? How much land area was under its cultivation last year? How do you update 712 extract of agricultural lands? Now this topic is there in 8th standard. 712 extracts gives us an idea about how much land the farmer owns, how much land is under cultivation and fallow. Is there any well in particular farm? Loans taken by farmers from government or public sector banks or any particular society, or the crops cultivated in last season. All these records are mentioned in 712 extracts. How do you stay in contact with elected representatives of villages in your circle? What are the main sources of revenue for government from these villages? How do you inform villagers about various welfare schemes of the government? Like you must have heard about many schemes like Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, Manrega, that is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, Rajiv Gandhi Awas Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Sadak Yojana, pension for old age, widow, and the person with disability people. Many schemes are there, so communication is very important. How many talati circles are there in this tehsil? Who is the tehsildar of this taluka? All the talati reports to the tehsildar of a taluka. What challenges do you face while performing your duties? Now, one important point that I would like to bring to your notice is talati. These are the people who, they are known as ground soldiers of the revenue department, and they gives assessment to the government that how much revenue can be generated from this particular belt. Like you must have seen, a particular area has sand resources, so sand mining happens in that area, and mafia people, they attack these government officials. So there are many challenges these people face while in field. Now next topic is research institute. What is the name of the institute? Who is the director of this facility? What is the budgetary allocation for research? How many scientists are working here? What is the percentage of women scientists? Now, if you ask such questions, women scientists, it gives an idea that you are very open-minded, gender biasness is not there, you are gender neutral person, and you think in 360 degree. What are the different research instruments available here? What special efforts are being taken by the institute to encourage young minds to pursue research in basic science? Now, this question may look little lengthy, but see, these two words are very important: young minds and research in basic science. It is very important that young people should come forward and they should take part in research, and that too in basic sciences. Now, this will help to bring majority of the people, millions of people out of poverty, and improve their standard of living. So young people should come in research field. Do you have any collaboration with national or international research organization? What are the major achievements of this institute in the field of research? How many regional laboratories are there of this institute? Now you must have seen there are particular laboratories are there in India. Like we have ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research. It has many regional laboratories, like National Institute of Virology is one of them. Then we have another group of laboratories known as CSIR, Center for Scientific and Industrial Research. So it also has many laboratories in different parts of the country. Now next topic is airport. Which authority manages the operation at this airport? Who is the chief operating officer? How many terminals are there in this airport? There are many terminals. Few terminals are specially dedicated to the cargo fleet. What is the average footfall daily? Which airlines provide flight services from this airport? Which security force is responsible for the safety of the people and the airport? In majority of Indian airports, CISF, Central Industrial Security Force, is the caretaker. What special services and facilities are provided to the travelers? Now, when we see travel videos, many times we see that tourism department have their special dedicated counters at international airports to provide information to the international tourist. What measures have been taken to reduce the carbon footprint from the various operations? Now, this is one of the important and burning issue. How to reduce carbon footprint? So, what measures are being taken? What is the monthly electricity consumption? What best practices are followed for the better use of resources? Now, these are the questions that you can ask. And the last topic is port. Who is the managing head of the port? Is it a central government or a state government owned port? Majority of the port are central government owned, but there are few which are owned by state government. What are the different types of ports? Like ports are dry ports are there, inland ports are there. So these are the types of ports. What is the cargo container holding capacity? Which commodities goods are exported from this port? Like you must have seen in Bombay and nearby ports, it is the iron ore which is the main commodity. What measures are taken to stop illegal trade and malpractices? What is the standard operating procedure to export the merchandise to foreign countries? Now, merchandise means goods and commodities. By the time that material or the goods and commodities comes from hinterland to the port till boarding on a ship. What is the standard operating procedure? What are the steps are there? So you are asking about that particular question. Which government agencies are part of it? So different agencies are involved in that. It may be excise department, custom department, then narcotics department. Different agencies are there. What best practices are being adopted to improve the handling of cargo? So always resources are limited and we have to maximize the utilization, or we have to maximize the efficiency of our available resources. What is the strategic importance of this port? So yes, there is also one of the important points, strategy importance. Like Tiruvananthapuram is one of the important port. We have one port in Andaman Nicobar known as Port Blair, which keeps an eye on Bay of Bengal. So in Sri Lanka, if you see, there is a port known as Hambantota port, so which keeps eye on Indian Ocean. So ports have that strategic importance. That's it from this video. We discuss in this video regarding questionnaires, what questions can be asked when we visit a particular place. Like in this case, we have studied village, fort, port, airport, and research institute. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe my channel and share this video with your friends and relatives. Thank you for watching.